In class. Sorry, I delayed a bit in coming. Are you ready? Smile first, everybody. A nice big smile. Let's see. Okay? Shall we begin class? Okay. Ready? Right. I was thinking, see, yes, Yashaswini. Okay. I was thinking, I had second thoughts about what I WhatsApped you. See, I have taught you. Thank you, Angela. I have taught you in transportation. I would like to go back and tell you. I had taught you in transportation. Good morning, all. I had taught you in transportation. I have taught you why transportation is necessary. It is an important decision making tool when you want to transport goods from different sources of supply to different retailing outlets. Mark my words, when you want to supply goods from different supply centers to different retail centers, you require Pawan. That's beautiful. Yeah, because I said smiles, so Pawan sends me smiles. Yeah. Now, where are we? So, yeah, I know you all are smiling now that Pawan has shown me some funny looking, smiles. I know you all are smiling. Thanks, Pawan. That's sweet. Okay. Now, I taught you in transportation the following things. Serious. The first thing I have taught you is why is transportation necessary? Why are we doing the transportation model? When you have different supply centers, and from these supply centers you have to transport goods to different retailing outlets, then you need to do the transportation model. Why? Because these supply centers have limited supply. There are constraints on the amount of supply you can give. All right. Second, first of all, you have constraints on the supply. Secondly, the requirement of each retailing outlet is different. You cannot give the same amount of goods from each supply center to each distributing outlet. There is, first of all, a different, first of all, the supply centers have a limited supply. Secondly, the requirement is not the same. The requirement of each retailing outlet is different. And thirdly, thirdly, mm, wait, there is a cost involved. From, suppose the supply centers, as I have taught you, S1, S2, S3, and you have retailing outlets, say R1, R2, etc., or D1, D2. From S1 to D1 or R1, I'll say D1 only. From S1 to D1, there is a particular cost involved. From S1 to D2, there's a particular cost involved. From S2 to D3, a particular cost involved. So, as business people, as operating research people, our aim is to reduce the transportation cost in total. At the same time, our intention is to see that the requirement is fulfilled, and if necessary, exhausting the supply. In a problem, you have to exhaust the supply. In reality, you may not need to exhaust the supply. But if you take that, old stock can give problems, etc. If you take that way, then it is better to exhaust the supply. So our idea is, first of all, the supply is constrained. There are constraints on the supply, and this supply we have to exhaust. There are constraints on the requirements, but these requirements you have to fulfill, and you have to do it at the least cost. Mark my words, if you are writing, it will be useful for you to give your answers to why is the transportation model necessary in actual reality or live business situations. Please remember, this transportation model concerns decisions outside the business. We have assignment model where, and you have sequencing, etc., where you will make decisions concerning inside the uh, factory or inside the firm. So this is from outside how it comes into the factory. Is that clear? Now, after that, what I taught you is four methods. The first method was northwest corner rule method, which was pretty simple, and you all did a good job. You all have sent me pictures of how you have worked out, which I'm very pleased with. Now, after the northwest corner method, I also told you this one, row minima method. So, in the row minima method, we took the minimum cost of each row, the first row, second row, third row, etc. And then what we did is, um, we exhausted the supply of each row, etc. And we went on. You know how we did the problem. Next, what we did is column minima method. In the column minima method, we went each column we took. Now, you think of the just the matrix when you work out the problem. So the implications you can see later when you do the transportation cost. Think of it only as columns and rows, not as supply, and it's not necessary at this stage. Later on, we'll see the implications. All right. Now, what you have to do is, row minima method we finished, column minima method. So we have finished three methods, and the fourth method was the VAM, yeah, Vogel's approximation method. So we call it the VAM, where I taught you the to calculate the row penalties and the column penalties. The row penalties were calculated as you saw in the row the minimum cost, and minimum cost minus the next least cost. Suppose you had least cost as 5 and the next least cost was 7, then 5 minus 7 is equal to, not minus 2, put the absolute values, is equal to 2. Similarly, in the column wise also, yes, Surendra, good morning. You took the columns, in the columns the least cost minus the next least cost, and you put the penalties. Then you took the highest penalty, the highest among the rows and columns, and suppose the highest penalty was in column D1, then in column D1 you took the least cost and allotted according to the supply and requirement. Next, again you did the row penalty and the column penalty, and taking the highest penalty you started allocating, and this is how you finished. Now, if it is a non-degenerate problem, you have to do the optimality test. If not, you can stop there. You can use the transportation cost and you can stop there. All of you are very savvy with the optimality test also. I'm happy about it. So we have conquered quite a bit of transportation. Now there is, yes, Marcus is with me. Now My dog is under my feet. Now, yeah, it's such a pleasure to own a dog. Yeah, they're very faithful and so kind and loving. When I'm sitting at home, so there's a joke, somebody on WhatsApp said the dog in the house is so pleased that people are at home that he's been wagging his tail all day, and he has, has a, what to say, his tail, I forget the word. His tail is, yeah, okay. He has a sprain in his tail by wagging so much. Yeah, it could be my dog too. He's wagging less in these days because he's got a sprain in his tail, wagging so much that I'm at home. Okay, excuse me. Now, I repeat what I said. I taught you what is the necessity of having a transportation model as a business manager. Then I taught you four methods: the northwest corner rule method. With the upper left corner, you start allocating. You did the row minima method. You did the column minima method. And you did the WAM, Vogel's approximation method. Also, you know the optimality test. Now, one issue that we have not tackled is when the supply exceeds demand, which means when you get the grand total, it is not equal to, the grand total is not the same. When the grand total is different, there can be two possibilities: the demand exceeds the supply or the supply exceeds the demand. How do you tackle this? I have to teach you this, and then we'll do a problem where I expect you to do the transportation cost later. So here it's called an unbalanced problem. Like I've been telling you, a balanced problem is one where the supply is equal to the demand. Now we'll do the unbalanced problem. Yeah. Ready? Take your paper, take your books, and we will start. Now, you do this, you do it like this. We have three sources of supply. So you write the sources. Please write. First column heading is sources. See, I can change it to A, B, C, and all. It seems silly to change it. Not necessary. We'll call it S1, S2, S3. It doesn't matter. Whatever I call it, you know how to do the problem. It's not a problem. So we'll call it S1. There are three sources anyway: S2 and S3. Then you write requirement. See, as I told you last time, you have to write this problem twice. Now it's okay. You're doing in the rough. When you write it in the fair, you write the problem first and then you start working out. Otherwise, you'll not be able to differentiate what is the problem and where you have started working out. If you're doing in your fair book and you have not done it, go back and each problem you copy. Now you can remember. After some time, when you do four more chapters, you may not remember. That's why you go back, take a piece of paper, neatly copy the problem and staple it to your book. So if there is no place, if there is place, please write the problem again. All right. It says solve the following transportation problem. So I'll come back, leave place for the column penalty and the row penalty. If necessary, you straight away write column penalty. I will repeat once again. What I have done is sources, sources, S1, S2, S3, requirement, and column penalty. Yeah, I'm going to the next column. Your next column will be, let's call it D1, like before, followed by D2, D3, D4, and you have last column supply, followed by row penalty.